Hello, my name is Marissa Rianne Boyer, and today I will be presenting my personal theory of change and therapeutic model of choice when working with individuals, clients, and families. My approach is grounded in positive psychology, CBT, and attachment theory, all within a trauma-informed, client-centered framework. I'll share how I adapt this model, how I adapt it for diverse clients, and an example of how I tailored my approach for a client whose age and educational stage differed significantly from my own. My personal theory of change. At the heart of my theory of change is the belief that all people have innate strengths, resilience, and the capacity for growth, even when faced with adversity. Change is rarely instant. It unfolds gradually through small, meaningful shifts in thinking, feeling, and behavior. These shifts are most successful when clients feel safe, validated, and empowered. Healing happens in relationships when clients experience safety, trust, when they can explore difficult emotions and experiment with new ways of living. This perspective is deeply influenced by attachment theory, which emphasizes the power of secure, trusting relationships as the foundation for growth. Whether I am working with individual, couple, or family, I pay close attention to how attachment patterns show up in therapeutic space. By building a secure, reliable therapeutic alliance, I model what it means to be understood, accepted, creating the foundation for lasting, meaningful change. I integrate positive psychology and CBT. Positive psychology resonates with me because it highly strengthens meaning and hope, not just symptom reduction. The client learns to identify what is already working in their lives. They gain motivation and self-efficacy. CBT provides practical tools for breaking unhelpful cycles of thought, feeling, and behavior. I use Socratic questioning to help clients challenge distorted thinking and replace it with healthier, more balanced perspectives that work for the client. Together with an attached-informed and trauma-informed stance, these models allow me to tailor therapy to client needs, whether it's building emotional regulation in individuals, strengthening communication in couples, or reshaping patterns in families or individuals. A key part of my practice is adapting my model to work effectively across different races, class, gender, sexual orientation, religion, education, age, and various disabilities. What's most important is that I never assume, impose, or rely on stereotypes about the client's identity or experience. I use what the client brings into session to guide our therapeutic journey. This reflects my commitment to cultural humility. For example, if a client brings in aspects of their cultural identity, I invite them to share how these values shape their worldview and healing process. For clients facing socioeconomic challenges, I ensure interventions fit their actual resources and circumstances. For LGBTQ clients, I affirm their identity, ensure therapy reflects their lived experiences without imposing heteronormative assumptions or assumptions about their preferred identification. For clients guided by faith or spirituality, I allow them to determine how or if those beliefs become part of their therapy. I adjust psychoeducation to meet clients where they are educationally, making complex concepts accessible or providing more depth where appropriate. I adapt interventions to different developmental stages, from play-based models with children to making meaningful legacy building with older adults. Meaning making. For clients with disabilities, I ensure therapy is accessible and affirm disability as a part of identity, not deficit. Across all these contexts, my guiding stance is to stay curious without judgment. This allows clients to define what it means while remaining open, respectful to their worldview. One client who stands out in my practice is a highly intelligent third-grade student. His age and educational stage were vastly different from mine at his age, and his interests didn't align with the typical ways I might approach social emotional learning with children in his age group. He was fascinated with money, business model, and entrepreneurship, but he struggled with aggression towards his sister, classmates, and did not see the value in personal relationships. Traditional CBT tools like role plays about friendships or empathy exercises fell flat. So I adapted. I reframed CBT concepts using his business-focused mindset. Together we created a CEO mindset where relational skills were framed as leadership skills and emotional regulation became part of running a successful business. We explored emotional investment the same way we would financial ones, weighing risks and returns. When challenging his behavior, I used Socratic questioning like, if you treated your employees the way you treated your sister, what would happen to your business? This adaptation allowed him to engage meaningfully in therapy. Over time, he began to recognize the value of relationships beyond material gain and to see how managing emotions was a strength that could serve both his personal and professional future goals. This example demonstrates how tailoring CBT to a client's developmental stage and unique motivations can lead to meaningful change. In summary, my theory of change is rooted in belief that clients already have the strength and resilience they need to grow. By integrating positive psychology, CBT, and attachment theory within a trauma-informed framework, I create a flexible and collaborative model. I honor diversity by letting the client's worldview guide the work, without judgment and never imposing assumptions or stereotypes. Whether I am working with individuals, couples, or families, my goal is always the same: to meet the client where they are at, to build a secure and trusting relationship, and to partner with them in creating changes that they want to see in their own lives. Attachment theory resonates deeply with me on a personal level. As a child, I often felt ignored, misunderstood, and I experienced firsthand the loneliness that comes with not feeling truly seen or heard. Growing up, I also witnessed how the absence of secure attachment could ripple outward, not just affecting one person's sense of self, but also straining relationships and even shaping the dynamic of entire families. Those experiences left a lasting impression on me. What I came to realize is that something as seemingly simple as feeling understood, accepted, and valued is actually foundational to our well-being as human beings. When those needs are not met, it can lead to struggle within the self, trust, and emotional regulation. But when we are met, when someone feels genuinely safe, seen, and valued, the impact is transformative. It builds resilience, fosters healthier connections, and gives people the courage to grow. That is why I gravitated towards attachment theory in my clinical work. It gives me a framework to provide what I once longed for as a child, a secure base where clients can feel safe enough to explore their inner world. It allows me to tailor my approach so that individuals, couples, and families can experience what it means to be heard and accepted in a way that fits their unique context. To me, this is not just theory, it is passion. It's about repairing and strengthening the bonds that sustain us, and offering clients the chance to experience secure, healthy connections that may have been missing in their past. Positive psychology also drew me in because of my own experiences, both personally and professionally. Growing up, I was often told how I needed to change, what I should be doing differently, or how I wasn't enough, or how I was too much. This message stuck with me. Later, when I entered the mental health field, I began to notice the same pattern. Clients who were already struggling were often met with correction instead of connection. Their symptoms or flaws were spotlighted more than their strengths, which unintentionally amplified their feelings of inadequacy. I wanted to practice in a way that was different. Instead of focusing primarily on what is broken, I wanted to emphasize what is already working. Positive psychology gave me the framework. It allows me to highlight the client's strengths, resources, and resiliences, the parts of themselves that have carried them through hardship. By building upon those existing strengths, clients begin to see themselves as capable, resourceful, and worthy of growth and connection and meaningful change. To me, positive psychology is not about ignoring pain or pretending everything is fine. It's about holding space for suffering while also helping clients reconnect with their capacity for joy, meaning, and hope. I have seen how this shift in focus can empower clients to take ownership of their feelings and motivate them to sustain change for long periods of time. For me, this approach feels both authentic and human. It reflects the kind of support I once needed and now strive to provide. As I come to the end of my master's program, I feel both grateful and excited for what lies ahead. This journey has been challenging, but it also has shaped me into a clinician I am becoming, one who leads with curiosity, compassion, and a deep respect for each client's unique story. Over the years, I've not only gained knowledge and skill, but also a stronger sense of who I am as a therapist. Positive psychology, attachment theory, and CBT woven together with a trauma-informed, client-centered lens has given me a framework that feels authentic to who I am and how I want to support others. There are more than theories to me. They represent my belief in human resilience, the importance of connection, and the possibility of growth even in the hardest of circumstances. Standing here now, reading this to you, I feel ready to meet clients where they are, ready to adapt to their unique needs, and ready to work alongside them as they rediscover their strengths, rebuild their relationships, and create lives that feel meaningful. Completing my master's degree is not the end. It's the beginning of stepping fully into the work that I feel so passionate about.